Hey developers, I'm Raheem Kareem and you're watching DevOps Get Started. So far, we've talked about Git, GitHub, and how teams work together. But where does you, the actual developer, build? That's what today is all about, your dev environment. From the editor you use to how you connect to remote servers, your tool should empower your workflow, not slow you down.
All right. In the last episode, we talked a lot about how teams collaborate through code reviews and share workflows. Now we're going to zoom out and look at where that collaboration actually lives, inside the development pipeline. This blueprint is called the Development Pipeline Framework, and it shows how code moves from an idea all the way into production. We start on the left with the development environment. This is where developers write code, test ideas locally, and experiment. Nothing here is customer facing. This is your sandbox, your IDE, your local server, your feature branches. You break things here on purpose. That's the point. Once code is ready, it's pushed into a shared repository where CI/CD orchestration begins. Next is the test environment, and this is where things start to get real. This environment mirrors production as closely as possible without real users. Here, we validate technical configuration, not just code. That includes secure SSH key pairing, VPN tunnel setup if required, firewall rules and access controls, environment variables and secrets, as well as automated tests running through CI/CD. If tests fail, the pipeline loops back. Defects get fixed, half fixes are applied, and code is redeployed. This loop is critical. It's how teams reduce risk before production ever sees a change. Finally, we reach the production environment. Only approved releases make it here. This is where monitoring, logging, and observability matter, because the pipeline doesn't actually end. Production creates a feedback loop. Logs, metrics, errors, and user behavior feed insights back into development, improving the next release. Let's remember, DevOps isn't a straight line. It's a continuous cycle.
Most developers work in one of two ways. Local development, where your code runs directly on your local machine. And two, cloud development, where your editor and runtime are in the browser or containerized. Let's start local. A good setup usually includes VS Code or another IDE, integrated development environment, a terminal with Git installed, a language-specific package manager like npm, pip, or brew, and an environment like env to manage local secrets. And to work securely with platforms like GitHub, you will also need SSH keys. No more typing your password for every push. Now let's talk cloud. Tools like GitHub, Codespaces, Replit, and Google Colab let you spin up environments on demand. They're amazing for open source work, team demos, and Chromebook or tablet users.
Now, let's make this practical. I'm going to walk you through real development environments I actually use and a few I think every developer should know about. My current go-to is Google's Firebase Studio. It's incredible for rapid prototyping, full stack projects, and collaborative DevOps workflows. Most of my projects here use React with Vite on the front end and PHP on the back end. You can see multiple projects, different tech stacks, all living in one environment. This shared visibility is exactly what we talked about in the last episode, DevOps working in teams. Here's a project I'm coaching one of my solutions interns on. Shared environments make mentoring, review, and iteration seamless. Next up is Google's AI Studio. This is where I go for rapid AI prototyping, testing prompts, models, and APIs. Built-in API keys make it easy to move from experiment to integration without friction. This fits perfectly into modern DevOps pipelines where AI is becoming a first-class component. And of course, we can't skip Microsoft's Visual Studio Code, also known as VS Code. You can even run it directly in the browser at vscode.dev. What I love is how familiar the layout feels. If you use Firebase Studio, this will feel instantly comfortable. This is one of the fastest ways to get started with modern development. To show some range, here's AWS Amplify. Great for teams already in the AWS ecosystem. And Supabase, which is quickly becoming a new standard in modern stacks. Different tools, same DevOps principles. Before we wrap, I want to show you my very first IDE, Panic's Coda 2. This is what Brad Hussey introduced me to over a decade ago when I first became a developer. It still feels like home. Today, Panic's newer editor is Nova, proof that tools evolve, but the fundamentals stay the same. There are countless ways to set up your development environment. The best one is the one that helps you collaborate, iterate, and deploy confidently. No matter the tool, it's time to get started.
To recap, your local dev environment should feel like a second home. Fast, clean, and reliable. Use SSH keys for secure, streamlined GitHub access. Don't sleep on cloud IDEs. They're flexible, shareable, and great for mobility. In our next episode, we move from writing code to shipping it. I'll show you how to automate testing and deployment using CI/CD pipelines, the backbone of scalable DevOps. Until then, keep coding confidently. I'm Raheem Kareem, and your environment just got an upgrade.